Programmed slowing down is only one component that makes Tesla vehicles very dissimilar to some other. Given that Teslas are among the most famous vehicles in the steer carport, we needed to ensure our individuals are exploiting all the highlights and fun that Teslas come outfitted with. We should have an awesome time investigating 11 Tesla includes that make driving them an alternate world from practically some other vehicle available. 1. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration gave the Tesla Model S a rating of 5.4 out of 5. The traveler lodges of Teslas are protected to the point that the story in the paper above may well have detailed that the travelers would have been saved from the tree even it had arrived on the vehicle's rooftops. Why? In the NHTSA test, their machine for testing objects falling on the Model S rooftop broke before it had the option to smash the lodge. What this implies for you is that these vehicles are inconceivably protected, in any event, when their gadgets aren't watching out for you while you're driving not far off. 2. Silly and insane mode. For reasons unknown, ludicrous mode on the Model SP110D is much more crazy than insane mode on the Model SP85D. Silly mode has the bipolar result of quickening like a feline off a hot tin rooftop 2.5 seconds to 60 anybody, yet can likewise expand the scope of the vehicle to more than 300 miles on a charge, the principal ever electric vehicle to deal with this reach. With regards to speeding up, a Tesla in this mode can arrange close to a Ferrari or Lamborghini and set some hard boundaries, leaving the gas hog attempting to try and be on a similar street, not to mention keeping up. Crazy mode on the Model SP85D exploits the double engines to get the vehicle up to 60 of every a noteworthy 3.5 seconds, brushing most different vehicles off the street when you set some hard boundaries. Who says that electric vehicles are exhausting old streetcars when they can humiliate drivers in vehicles that cost multiple times the cost? 3. Full self-driving FSD. The principal comment about this is that you ought to consistently have your hands on the haggle prepared to stick on the brakes. While quite possibly the most progressive self-driving frameworks out and about today, you can't have a nap while it drives you all over the place. The vehicle can detect whether your hands are on the driving haggle, take measures to make you take control on the off chance that you don't, in any event, backing it off and putting on the risk lights. Be that as it may, it can get you over occupied exchanges and put you in precisely the correct path on greater streets, and can do things like moderate and stop the vehicle on roads of speed restricts up to 60 miles per hour. In the event that the lights change on you, you'll need to react, however in the event that they accomplish for the vehicle in front, the vehicle will respond to it. It's this cool front-end detecting, that is even on Teslas without FSD, that may have saved the two families' lives when the tree fell on their vehicles. This Tesla include is accessible on all models worked after 2016. 4. Standard autopilot, lane departure and emergency lane departure. Crisis path takeoff shirking is where in the event that you haven't seen another vehicle and are going to move to another lane into its way, or you're going to fall off the street, the Tesla vehicle will control out of danger. This component is connected to the path takeoff cautioning framework where the vehicle will sound an alert in the event that you move to another lane without putting on your pointer to act different drivers your arrangements. In the two cases, if these occasions happen time and again, the vehicle will eventually back off and streak its danger lights to caution different drivers you could be in a difficult situation, maybe in a health-related crisis. In these cases, specialists can back you off and stop you without contacting the vehicle. How? They can encompass your vehicle and stop, and the fender bender's shirking framework will stop it. Well, that is quite cool. 5. Explore on autopilot. Did you realize that the vehicle will drive you from A to B utilizing its route framework on autopilot as well? This implies on most streets, and in safe conditions, you could advise the vehicle where to proceed to lay your hands on the wheel while it takes you where you're going. This element puts Tesla vehicles head and shoulders over its adversaries. As usual, you should be calm, alert, and have your hands on the wheel all through as the vehicle won't drive you without you doing it. 6. The Easter eggs. We can't discuss Tesla highlights without a word on their Easter eggs, can we? These are little applications that you can locate everywhere on the autopilot and infotainment frameworks that can make life a little lighter while driving them. We should examine a couple of the best. Your children, and not all that youthful ones, will adore the Outflows testing Easter egg, where the vehicle can make a scope of various fart commotions anyplace in the lodge on account of its superb sound framework. Your youngsters, menfolk, can cause it to appear to be that anybody has flatulated in a scope of various ways. Try not to stress, however, the vehicle can't make genuine sense, yet. In the event that you are finishing off the night with a date that has worked out positively, maybe you could turn on romance mode to motivate the correct mindset. This is a log fire that shows up on the fundamental screen. A little warmth from the atmosphere control framework and fitting music, and you could set the mindset consummately as you return home for your after-supper amusement. With the vehicle left and fixed, you can play beach buggy racing on the primary screen, utilizing the real directing wheel, brakes, and quickening agent to race the vehicle on the screen around the course. This makes for a game control comfort that you just won't discover elsewhere. You can even play a two-player game with the traveler utilizing the controls on the screen to race you. Ideal for relaxing while at the same time charging or put a bend on game evening. Many other Easter eggs will keep everybody glad, including fun the driver can have while driving it on autopilot, just as the traveler's old and youthful. In spite of the fact that a large portion of them can be found on a committed screen, some must be found by hitting the Tesla button in specific conditions. Have a play and see what you can discover. 7. No need for a child lock. Similarly as with all vehicles out and about today, there is a standard kid lock on the back entryways of Teslas to prevent your little ones from dropping out while playing in back as they do. In any case, did you realize that at paces of over 5 miles per hour, no entryways will be operable from within in any case? You can possibly open the entryways from within when the vehicle has reached a standstill. That implies everybody is protected constantly. There is one time you could lament this element: in a carjacking, there will be no way out until and except if the vehicle is at a stop. Given that we're not the first to call attention to this, we're certain that there will be an over-the-air update eventually that fixes this issue. Maybe you could state a code word and press the screen to open the entryways and pull off your life? Who can say for sure what the Tesla architects will think of? 8. Converse can be engaged while moving forward. Not at all like different vehicles where you need to put your foot on the brake and halt, you can advise your Tesla to go into switch while it is moving forward. The vehicle will grind to a halt securely and afterward converse. Despite the fact that it is just accessible while you're going at a greatest speed of 5 miles per hour, this is a component that can permit you to move all the more rapidly and viably. 9. Unequivocal lyrics bar on the infotainment system. On the off chance that you have children in your vehicle, you won't need them to hear the language that grown-ups use. That is the reason Teslas have an unequivocal versus bar on their infotainment framework. You should simply check a crate, and you won't hear melodies that may show them the language that you'd lean toward they won't. This is only one of an enormous number of family-accommodating Tesla highlights on the reach that makes their vehicles so useful for families to utilize. What number of different automakers have thought so profoundly about things like these? 10. Over-the-air OTA updates. The vehicle you rent from Steer today will be far superior toward the finish of the rent term than it was the point at which you drove it away. Sound weird? That is on the grounds that Tesla discharges ordinary OTA updates to the vehicle's product, where Tesla HQ can redesign your vehicle while it is in your carport or parking garage. Upgrades so far have included refreshing the Autopilot programming so it can get you in exactly the correct path out and about in urban communities and parkways where you should be in a specific path to change streets, turn right or left. Other standard refinements make each Tesla made after 2016 nearly tantamount to each other. Where there is an issue with an OTA, you can send a report back to Tesla HQ, again without leaving the vehicle, and they can think of a product fix to fix it. That implies that not at all like certain working programming organizations, the organization will keep you out and about regardless of whether there is a bug in the code. The takeaway. From exceptional safety ratings to gadgets to keep the kids happy, Tesla cars are totally different from those made by other automakers. Hopefully, we've given you a flavor of some of the unique Tesla features out there.